にちは。お願いします。カズです。よろしくお願いします。お名前を教えてもらっていいですか？
ガボです。
ガボさん。
はい、ガボです。
どちらの出身の方ですか？
チリから来ました。チリ人です。
日本は長く住んでるんですか
？9年ぐらい。
9年？すごいです。日本で何されてるんですか？
最初はat first I came to Nagoya, so I studied a master program as an English teacher.
Okay.
And then because I also teach dance, so I moved to Mie. I taught English and Spanish and dance in Mie, and then I moved to Yokohama. So now I am a dance instructor in Yokohama. 今は横浜に住む。
あ、横浜に住んでる。
そうです。後で帰るね。Actually 昨日四日市で僕のラティンダンスプログラムのレゲトンのワークショップをしましたから、今日このフェスティバルね、この祭り来たから後で帰ります。そうです。Until last year 去年まで until last year I lived in Mie, so I used to teach dance programs in Mie. I moved to Yokohama. I just came back to teach dance workshop, and then now I will go back to
Why do you move to Yokohama?
So, Yokohama is a very big city. There are many foreigners. Also for working options, many more working options. Living near, of course, like it's so countryside. I like it though, but I lived here for 7 years, almost 7 years in Mie. So after living 1 year in Nagoya, I moved to Mie. I lived in Mie almost 7 years. And I think it was enough time, so I went to know other cities in Japan in terms of job too, so that's why I chose Yokohama. I think it's very convenient. It's a big city.
なんで日本に来ようと思ったんですか？
最初はI was studying English in Canada. So in Canada, I was given a scholarship to study in Japan.
カナダに留学してたんです。
So at first, I was studying how to teach English in Chile. And then after 4 years, I moved to Canada just to study English, how to teach it better. And while I was in Canada, I was given the chance to study a master program in Japan, in our University of Foreign Studies.
チリでもう英語を教えてたの？
そうです。そうです。そうです。
How do you learn English in Chile?
So my mom is an English teacher.
English. Okay.
So then I moved to Canada, and then I came to Nagoya University of Foreign Studies to kind of like perfect or master how to teach English to foreigners. And then I got the chance to teach at a Brazilian school. So I taught to Brazilian students English and Spanish and also dance. So then I stayed in Japan. And then I had the chance to move to Anekaiwa. So I taught only English to Japanese students from 6 months old to 15 years old. And I was also training so many dance programs, learning. There are many dance fitness programs in Japan too, so I was also into that, trying to learn as much as possible, collaborating with so many instructors. So I've traveled all Japan, from Okinawa to Hokkaido, so many times.
もうフェイマスダンサー。
フェイマスダンサーじゃなくて、まだまだ頑張ります。でも、there are many dance programs in Japan, so I've been working with them, but now I'm focusing on my own program. So it's basically I teach one choreography step by step. I can also share my culture. I can also share my dance steps. I create my choreography, so then I'm trying to collaborate and also spread my work in Japan. Doing that now. That's why I moved to Yokohama, so I can also teach at many sports clubs, and I can also spread my work easily. 思います。
なるほど。でもビザとかって最初スチューデントで来た。
Right.
で、スイッチでタレントビザとか何になる？
Right. So then, I mean, as long as I got a job with contract in Japan, you can also extend your visa in Japan. So yeah.
日本とチリの違いは何ですか？一番大きな違いは。
So many things. So many things.
Yeah.
I mean, I love safety here in Japan. That's actually great.
チリはちょっとやっぱりデンジャラスなところ。
Right. I mean, I think unfortunately, it's getting more dangerous because we are receiving many foreigners too. And I think our country has issues with that. We haven't been able to control how many foreigners go into our country. So there are many issues with that. I would say safety But also, like, our Latino culture is very happy, so no matter the problems that you have, you're always happy and you always have. So even though it seems that we may have more issues than Asia, we still celebrate and dance and party more.
なるほど。でも日本に来て大変だったこととかなんかやっぱありました最初。
I would say the language. The language barrier. Like you have to know Japanese to live in Japan. I think that's super important. There are so many cultural issues that you have to understand. So I teach people, so I have to deal with people all the time, and for me it's very hard. Sometimes I don't understand what people mean, what they want to do, and sometimes because I deal with clients, I try to do my best. But also it's very important, like not to do too much or not. They hire my service, so then it's very important for me to be polite. So I think that's a very big issue, how to deal with people in Japan. I try to be very calm, cozy, but not being too much either, you know what I mean? So I think because when the videos are too much, you want to hug kids and everything, and I think it's very important to be respectful with clients, with people, so I think that's actually very important.
なるほど。チリより住みやすいですか
？Right, Chile is way cheaper than Japan. I would say that, I mean, I miss fruits from Chile. I mean, fruits in Chile are so good and they are so cheap. In Japan, fruits are so expensive, like they are crazy expensive. And I mean, from Japan, I really like it. Everything is so organized, but at the same time, living in a big city like Tokyo or like Kanagawa makes me the chance to live with so many cultures. At the same time, there are so many foreigners, people living there, so I think it's a great chance for me to also exchange my culture with other cultures as well. I think people, because it's a big city, people are more open to foreigners, so it's easier to find people who speak English, it's easier to find people who really are more able to learn from you, or they are more open to deal with you, and I think that's super nice.
So, who are you comfortable with hanging out, like with Latin people, or?
I think as long as I feel respected, heard, it doesn't matter because for me it's very important to learn from people, open-minded people, people who are able to trust my work, trust me as a person. I think that's the most important thing. People like just honesty.
You can advertise yourself.
Arigato. That's super awesome. So, well, currently, I'm a dance instructor in Japan. I live in Kanagawa, and I currently teach several dance programs. Like I also have my own dance program, which is called Latin Dance, where I create my own choreographies, and I can share my culture, Reggaeton Bachata Salsa. And I also have some collaborations and events around Japan, from Okinawa to Hokkaido. So I'm very happy, like if you have the chance to see my work on YouTube or my Instagram is gabodance.jp Instagram.
Great. You have a dream. Yes.
To be honest, I just want to be stable. I just want to be happy, and for me to be happy is just like keep loving what I do. I love dancing, I love teaching, I love dealing with people, and I just want to be surrounded by those who really trust me, trust my work, and I just want to be surrounded by people who are open-minded, and I think that's super important. So my dream is just to keep doing what I love and be able to live from that and keep enjoying creating many things, because now I'm creating so many choreographies, and I just want to have like a brain and my body to keep creating things.
Do you know anything about Japan before you come to Japan?
Actually, because I was not planning to come to Japan, I was just offered to come to Japan, so it was like very last minute. So for me, it was like shocking in so many ways, because I was just like planning just to stay here for a very short time, but since I also got the chance to work in Japan and change my visa, I would say that that also changed so much. Before coming to Japan, I just knew about sushi or kimono, some words. Japanese was zero, literally zero at that time.
Wow!
So I came here without knowing any Japanese. I just heard about Tokyo, of course, like a big city, but I didn't have any idea about like countryside areas like Mie, for example, or any other countryside areas. For me was like completely like I didn't know anything at all, and I think that was very
What shock? What's the biggest
Yeah.
culture shock you had?
I would say the language. Probably.
Language, yeah.
Dealing with the language for me was actually very hard. So I had to understand how to deal with families, with people. I'm super grateful that I also had so much support from people. Like I had so much support from people from me who really were open to deal with me as a foreign person. So I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful until today.
So do you get any discrimination or anything?
I would say if you're a foreigner in Japan, you're always stared. People always stare at you. Yeah, I mean, there are some places who don't deal with foreigners. Like if you wanna like I don't know, buy something, or if you go to a club or something, there are places that are not. And if you have a question and they see that, they think that you don't know the language, so they don't. I think they just wanna somehow don't wanna have to feel bad because they think that English is not good. So then they don't want to have the issue to deal with me. And I think that's the issue. It's not about me, it's about they are so shy.
I see.
So they are just trying not to deal in English. So I think that's the issue.
最後に、
はい
YouTube 見てる方に、
はい
in Spanish で anything you wanna say?
Quiero agradecer a los japoneses por haber confiado y por haberme hecho esta entrevista. Muchas gracias a todos y continúen viendo este canal. Es súper bueno. Muchas gracias.
ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。